Let's talk about tax deed eviction. So imagine this, you get your first property at the tax deed sale. You're super excited. It's $100,000 house. You got in a little bit of an intense bidding war, but you ended up getting that thing for $15,000. You're super excited. However, there is somebody living in that property. What do you do next? What is the game plan? So that's what we're going to dive into today if you come across this situation. So let's get going. So what we do is we play heavy metal music for hours on end. No, that's not what you do. That'd be fun. I think there was a movie where they just played the song Panama over and over again. I don't remember the name of that movie, but what we want to do in these situations is take the path of least resistance. So let me first off say this, that most of the tax deed properties that you get, they'll probably be vacant, probably at least 80% of the time for sure in that situation. However, if you are serious in this business, you'll definitely every now and then get a property that has a tenant in it. Now, one of the interesting things though, is if it is a renter in that property, a lot of the times they're paying rent to the homeowner who wasn't even paying the taxes or the mortgage in this situation. So like we've literally had times where we've bought property and within a matter of couple of hours, we've had rent checks from the tenant to just keep renting the property. It's definitely a very cool thing when that happens. And it's not completely unusual for the renter to be in there. They want to stay in the property. You know, if you got a property worth $100,000, there's a renter in it, paying $1,000 a month, just keep that thing going, man. For the most part, if you want to sell it, then work something out with them. And then a very small percentage of the time, there will be the homeowner in that property. So we're going to talk about how to deal with it. So if you're new to this stuff, I'm Dustin Hahn, specializing in tax liens and deeds, helping you get started, helping you build the confidence to be able to do this business as an alternative to other real estate investments that are out there. And it's just a great business to be in. So if you like this content, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Give this video a thumbs up. For everybody that subscribes, I like to give them a totally free mini course on this thing. Get a profitable tax lien or deed in 30 days, the ABCs, a whole bunch of cool stuff, 100% free. I don't ask for a credit card. It's my gift to the tax lien community to help you get started. I don't sell it anywhere, and I'm not going to say, hey, give me $1. No, totally free below if you want to check that out to get some help doing this stuff. So let's say you go to the sale. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is a lot of the times, if that property is occupied, you can generally get an idea of a bit of a ballpark on maybe the condition of the property. So, and look at the signs and symptoms, right? If the grass is well cared for, you know, if the vehicles are in decent condition and you get an idea that they are taking care of the property, then that's going to be able to give you maybe a bit of a insight for your bidding strategy. Now, in this situation, you get the property and let's say the tenant's in there. You know, option A, you can collect rent. Go ahead, go that way. But if you want them out, you can simply just give them notice and say, hey, this month, you know, no rent, it's on us, but we need you out in 30 days if they cooperate. So one of the things that you want to do is approach this in the path of least resistance, because you also don't want the house to get damaged or devalued in any way, right? So that's where it's going to be up to you. So a lot of the times they'll work with you. Okay, so now let's say the owner's in the house, and option one that we do is we'll go and we'll say to them like, hey, you know, unfortunately, you know what happened. You lost your property here at the sale, but we want to help you. You know, what do you need to get out of the house? You know, do you need 2 weeks? Do you need a month? And sometimes they'll say, hey, you know what? I was leaving the property anyway. Not a big deal. Okay. But sometimes you'll say, you know, we need you out. And they'll be like, well, I have no money. I went to foreclosure or tax foreclosure. I lost the house. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any money. I don't have a job. Right. So in this situation, we will do what we'll call like a cash for keys. Okay. So with this, what you'll say is like, you'll say, look, I totally get it. You know, how about we give you $1,000 to get out of the property? Would that help you get out? And they'd be like, yeah, that would definitely help. So in that situation, we say, look, we'll give you $500 now And then this will give you, a week or two to get things loaded up. And then we'll give you another $500 once you have vacated the property and showing us that you haven't really damaged things. Okay. So that is a really good way to go about it. So from here, let's say nobody's answering the phone or the door, nobody's there. So the next thing you do is we'll leave like a notice in an envelope, maybe like a FedEx envelope, something that will get opened, and we'll go ahead and we'll do that same proposal, and we'll leave our name and our phone number and get them to call us. Okay. And from there, maybe they want to be difficult if you're talking to them, and you can kind of play good cop, bad cop. And you can say, look, man, I want to work with you. I want to help you out. I want to get you some money to get out of this property, because if we don't go ahead and do this where I'm able to help you, what's going to happen is the sheriff wants to come and he's going to kick you out. And it's going to be super embarrassing. He's just going to show up unannounced, and they're going to take all of your stuff out on the street. It could be raining, it could be cold. It's embarrassing. It's a terrible situation, and we don't want to do that. So that's why we want to work with you to figure out the best solution here to be able to help you out of the property. Okay. So we're going to take that approach to hopefully move things along in that situation. Okay. So the next step here is, and then the other thing that we'll do is we'll say, listen, so like say the property, we bought it for $15,000. The other thing we'll do is we'll say, look, man, opening bid on your property was $5,000. It's sold for 15. You are owed an additional $10,000 that you can go collect as an overage and go ahead and move on. And that will get them excited. And, that's why I'm not really a huge fan of like the tax overage business, because it is a little bit like shady in that regard. Because you not like, technically it's not shady, but just the whole premise of like calling someone and saying, hey, you're owed money. I can't tell you where it is or what it is or how to get it. Sign these documents and then I'll get it for you. I just don't like that. So I will straight up tell them, listen, you can claim this money. You can go create a new start in that regard. So let's say worst case scenarios are happening and they don't want to move out. Well, that's when you're going to have to get like a local attorney involved. They're going to have a court hearing. And, at this point, every jurisdiction is a little bit different. So you're going to need to figure out what that takes. So out of the hundreds and hundreds of properties that myself and my team have done, we've only ever had to do like one hardcore eviction where the sheriff came. And we actually videotaped it. Well, so, the sheriffs and things like that. And, if we're talking to somebody who might be being a bit difficult, like playing that devil's advocate, we'll say, look, man, this is a property that we had and the sheriff kicked him out. Like, here's a video, like totally terrible. The sheriff's carrying things. And for the most part, though, like I say, most of the time it's going to be vacant. 20% of the time when there's someone in there, you can be collecting that rent right away. From there, the next avenue is, a little bit of cash for keys situation. And then if that's not working, you have to go the legal route, or you can, call up Uncle Tony and have him and his crew show up. No, you don't want to do that. Interpret that as you may, but I don't do that. So this is a great business to get into. It's time for you to get started. If you want my help, there's a link below. You can actually book a call and we'll help you get this business off the ground. We'll save you a few years of trial and error. We'll build you a custom plan. You'll speak with either me or one of my teammates, and we'll help you get going. And if you haven't yet, get the free mini course below. Like this thing, on-demand trainings, tax lien, tax deed, investing 101, how to get a profitable tax lien or deed within 30 days, the ABCs, 100 tax lien. In fact, like this is a full-blown course that I used to sell. Now I don't sell anything publicly on the internet. So you won't be asked for $1 or anything like that. It's just there. You'll have to click the more info button. It'll drop down. We don't send it out, just go click and then you'll be able to get access to it. So on that note, thanks for tuning in. I definitely have faith. I know you can do it. Ask some questions, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.